I have a problem. Hello, book lovers. I'm Kiki. Welcome back to my little corner on the internet. It is lovely to have you here. And I am in trouble. I am in such deep trouble when it comes to my reading goals. Because let me show you something. It is mid-March. I am 13 books behind schedule. 13. I want to read 200 books this year. I've read 28. And then the other problem is my physical TBR. So, because I do really well with like visuals and ticking off things, I decided to print myself out a little thingy where I have 173 squares with numbers in it and a couple of more should I buy more books or receive more books this year. And I am going to use stickers to basically cross off the books that I have read off my physical TBR or that I have DNF'd. So the blue dots are DNFs, which is how we can see why I am 13 books behind schedule, because DNFs do not count towards the reading goal. And I've DNF'd a good chunk of the books off of my physical TBR that I've tried so far this year. So this is my problem. And by the end of March, I need to have read 43 books. Or tried 43 books. To be on track to finish my 173 long TBR by the end of this year. Now, this video is going to be me tackling that. 13 books behind schedule is now giving me a little bit of anxiety, I have to admit. That I usually don't fall that far behind. Usually I'm actually ahead at this point of the year. I'm not, obviously. So I really wanted to try to do it this weekend, but just yesterday, life didn't work out. Anyway, over the next week, so today until about next Sunday, gonna see, my goal is to, well, probably read. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to read like 15-ish books. And yeah, because I want to be, if not on track, well, technically, I want to be ahead of schedule, right? But like on track is the goal. And that is basically what we're doing. I have 4 categories of books that I'm going to be reading. My main focus is probably going to be on my physical TBR because 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Or like 2 goals, 1 video, I guess. And I'm going to be trying to focus on those books that I know that are going to take me 3 hours or less, or a maximum of like 4 hours to read. And an example of this would be my manhwas. I have my Gently Raised Beast, 3 books still on my physical TBR. The last one I don't own yet. And this one is on my March TBR. I need to get going, you know? So, book number 1. Well, category number 1. Category number 2 is going to be rereads. Also ones that are going to be quick. Preferably under 4 hours. Because I have a bunch of books in a series, especially first or second book in a series where I have not continued with the rest, and at this point I need to reread, or I will not be able to actually get to the next books in the series. So that is number 2. That can either be a physical reread, an audio reread, an e-reread. Doesn't matter, reread is category number 2. Category number 3 is going to be KU. So I have gotten KU again for like a month or two. I'm not going to continue to use it for much longer than that probably, but I do have a couple of the short story like compilations on my sort of eTBR, and some of them I have started, so they're part of like, I'm in the middle of that series, and because a lot of those are not going to take me longer than an hour and a half-ish to read, it is really great for this video. And then category 4, I forgot what category 4 was. Just, I guess, random audiobooks. I mean, I do have a couple of, like, I have the second book in the Inheritance series on my physical TBR, and I need to listen to the first book on audio so I can read the second one, if that makes sense, because I don't own the first one. And just, yeah, I guess random books is category 4. I have a few audiobooks saved that I really want to listen to. Some of them are really short, some of them are for reading challenges, so I guess that's gonna be category 4. And that is what I am going to hope to do over the next week. Catch up to my reading goal and possibly exceed expectations. On that note, I am technically currently reading these 2 books. So I've got a German book, Kronkampf, and I have, I would guess, about 3 hours left in this. It's German, so it takes me longer. And that is something I think I might start out with. I'm gonna pop in the audiobook, and then I am going to clean, because it's Sunday and my room is a mess, and I want to start the week off fresh. So, cleaning. But I also technically started Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, which is the First and the Last Hours trilogy, literally on March 1st, and I've only gotten to chapter 2. So, I want to read as many books as possible in this video, right? But I desperately want to finish these 2. So, these are going to be... This, I might want to try to finish today just to have it done. I'm really confused by it, to be completely honest, because here, I started this, and I'm halfway through, and I feel like the main thing that was supposed to happen has happened. And now I'm wondering what the heck is going on in the last half. Because, like, the big premise of the book has ended now. And I'm very confused. So, that's a thing. And technically I wanted to read this for a different video, but I am honestly just going to use a different book for that video, because I have so many anyway. Also, I really need to get my Cassandra Clare books down. So, let's see how many stickers I get to put on this throughout this video, because I am going to try to do my absolute best to finish as many physical books as I possibly can, because double stress. Okay, so it is, I don't even know how much later, but I did a Pomodoro, so 25 minutes of listening to the audiobook of Kronkampf while starting up on cleaning, and then I went for a walk because the sun decided to come out, and honestly, when that happens, you seize that. So I am now going to get back to actually reading, and I think I'm going to continue using the Pomodoro method, because at the moment it's just like I'm so fidgety and I don't even know. It's just like I can't easily sit down to read. at the moment it's just not great. I think that's also why I'm 13 books behind schedule. Anyway, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer for 25 minutes, the usual Pomodoro timer, and I'm going to see how much I can read in my Gently Raised Beast. And hopefully I will get at least like halfway through, if not more. I have no idea how long it takes me to read these. I've never like timed myself with them. Anyway, I'm gonna sit down. I am going to put on a 25-minute timer. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I have reading as a, yes, I do have reading as a tag. So, gonna do that. Plant that and see how long it takes me. Oy, my coffee. Anyway. Okay, so 25 minutes are over, and I did actually make it about halfway through, which is great going. I made it to page 143, which honestly I think is great progress. Honestly, I could probably be reading this faster if I wasn't just staring at the art sometimes, because it's so pretty. Like, look at this. It's so gorgeous. So I'm honestly actually really sucked in, and we're getting to a point where we are learning a lot more about who certain people might be, which I've had this sort of thought for a really long time. And the green pages here, or like turquoise, teal, not teal is, anyway, is like flashback, which is really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, I'm gonna continue reading the proposal. And I am going to put another 25-minute time on, and then I'm gonna take a quick break, probably, because it also means that I'm gonna have to figure out which sticker I'm gonna use to denote that I finished this beautiful, beautiful book. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. I don't remember the last time I actually sat down for a solid 25 minutes to read something. So, let's go. Okay, so I have 55 seconds left on the timer, and I just finished volume 6 of my Gently Raised Beast, and this is probably going to be a 4-star. I really, really enjoyed this when I first started reading it on Webtoon years ago. And I truly loved it. I gave it I would have given it 5 stars then. And now that I've reread the first few, they were already not true 5 stars. But I still really enjoyed them, and I still enjoy them. The art is absolutely gorgeous. I'm enjoying the storyline. It's just, I feel like the pacing is sometimes a little off. And sometimes I wish it would have, certain things would have been woven more neatly into the story and the pacing and whatnot. I don't know. I can't really explain it. But overall, I'm really enjoying this, so it's gonna be a 4-star. I also still have volume 7 and 8 on my physical TBR, and then I technically still need to get volume 9. Volume 8 is going to take me just a little longer than an hour, I would say, because it's a bit big. Who is that? Anyway, it's a bit bigger. 7 should be just about an hour again as well. And I am looking forward to it because I mean, given that there's only 3 volumes left, we're getting towards the end and therefore also like sort of the final battle kind of thing. I'm excited. But that also means that I have to choose a sticker. I have different stickers still as well, but I think I want to use some of this sticker sheet that I got. I literally bought this so I could do this. But there are like so many cute ones in there. Like some of them are like, they like sparkle. So I don't know what to take though. I might want, oh my god. Oh, I think I'm gonna, there's a little butterfly. Maybe I'll do a butterfly. That would be really cute for this. Just some greenery. Nope. They have so many different things. There's a cat, which is adorable. Some succulents, which I'm so excited. Oh. Nope. Nope. I'm using this. Look at how cute this is. And it does fit with the cover. So, book number 24. Done. I am so happy. I'm going to log the book on my reading apps. And then I am going to go downstairs because I think a friend of mine has stopped by and I want to say hello. Also, I think there's some new gossip that I need, so gotta go do that. And then I think, so I have this stack of books that's of my goodness, I cannot speak. That's from my physical TBR that I'm thinking could be good options to read because they should all be relatively short. And yeah, so we will see what I will be reading next. I think I might go, no, actually I shouldn't go with this. I might try to finish this. I might try to read some more in Chain of Gold. I don't quite know, but I will let you know. I'm so excited that I actually read something. Hello! Okay, so I made it to page like 274 in the German book Kronkampf, and I think I'm gonna leave it at that today. I haven't really continued reading because I was working on my fanfic, and then we had dinner, and I was thinking of doing a bit of reading in Chain of Gold. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that right now, to be honest. I might do a little bit more later because I do want to try to start packing. I don't know. I'm it's like 8:30. It's almost 9 actually. And I just like I don't know how to spend the rest of my evening. I think I want to edit the 2 more chapters in my fanfic. And then maybe I will leave it at that for tonight. This I am hoping to finish tomorrow in audiobook format as I am working because I have a bunch of like sort of brain dead activities to do and I can like really nicely listen to an audiobook while I do that. So multitasking isn't a thing, but I can switch attention real quick pretty well, especially when it's one of these things. I'm so good. It's not my favorite, but it's not worth DNFing, so I'm gonna just continue doing it. But the plan for tonight is actually to read a comic. I already started it. It is called Oh My Gods 2, The Forgotten Maze, and it's about like demigods and the gods and like at high school. I don't know. I read the first one, I think actually earlier this year, for a reading challenge, and maybe I read it at the end of last year actually. I don't know time. And my hold for the second one came in, so it's quick. I like it's a quick read, so it's gonna be nice for catching up, and that is going to be my read for bed. So the plan is edit 2 more chapters, maybe listen to 1 more chapter of this while doing some more stuff around the room, and then getting ready for bed and reading Oh My Gods 2. And then depending on what time it is, I might decide to switch over to my fanfic again and do some light editing. And then tomorrow morning, I desperately want to try to get up really early so I can like work early. Yeah. Now I'm rambling. I'm procrastinating. So I'm gonna do that. And then I will hopefully be able to update tomorrow morning that I can add another sticker to my beautiful sticker sheet by finishing this. Hello, so I've been working, and I don't know why, but when I'm in the home office, I currently love working on my sofa. I don't know why. It makes no sense to me. Like, it would be so much easier to do with my setup, because I have like a monitor which makes the screen nicer and whatnot. But I just like, I don't know, it's probably the like coziness of it all, but I have been doing a lot of preparations where I do not actually need much brain power. And as I was doing that, I was listening to Kornkampf by Valentina Fast, and I have just finished it. So I thought I'd quickly pop on here while taking a break to let you know about this. So I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. Overall, it was good. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It's like one of those where it's like, I guess I'm glad I've read it because overall the premise and everything, it was nice, but it's just like something about it wasn't right for me. I don't know if it was the writing per se or the like sort of stilted. It was like we had 2 arcs. Like this could have been 2 smaller books, or like it could have been a duology where the first book would have been the first half and maybe it would have sort of been more elaborate and maybe would have done some foreshadowing for the second part, or like more of it, so to speak. And then the second half would have been the second book. Yeah, but anyway, overall, I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I am happy I read it, like I said, but I don't think I'm gonna be thinking about this much. So it's also actually one of the reasons why I was actually kind of surprised about something that happened, because I had not been thinking about this book, which is generally speaking not a great sign, because when I don't think about a book, it's generally because I'm not necessarily enjoying it. But this time it was just, I wasn't really thinking about it, which was why I was actually kind of surprised about one thing we learned, and I was like, oh damn. Well, and another thing that happened. But the reason behind why that happened, I wasn't surprised about, because like the moment it happened, I was like, oh, Anyway, so that is done, and that means that I need to put a sticker on book number 25, which makes me extremely happy. And I have this like little snail which looks like this, which I think fits really nicely because in this book we had like weird little not little beings, but like we had monsters that were once human, but it is complicated to explain. I don't think I understood it actually. So yeah, I thought a snail, slug? No, a snail has a house. Yeah, I think so. So I feel like that fits really nicely. And that also means that I am now done with 25 books of my physical TBR. On a different note, I have decided to put this back on my physical TBR because I realized that this isn't a vibe right now. Like, I would be forcing myself to read it, and I really, really enjoy Cassandra Clare's writing. So I don't want to force myself to read it. And I have so many big books on my TBR for March. Like, I've got Babel. I've got Moby Dick, which is going to be a pain. I've got amerikanisches Idyll. I think it's called American Pastoral by Philip Roth. And I did manage to get my hands on the English audiobook of it because American Pastoral. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be finishing this book. So we'll see what happens. I am excited though. I also, to be completely honest, didn't end up reading Oh My Gods 2 last night because I got too into editing. Anyway, so that means that I do need to choose my next read, and I need something that I can continue listening to the audiobook to, I think, because I have to go get ready soon because I just like I got up and I sat down to work. Then I took a quick little breakfast break and now to film, and then I'm gonna continue working for an hour or so before I properly get ready because I have stuff to do in the afternoon. Wonderful. And yeah, so I need an audiobook I can listen to while I continue doing mindless stuff and like take a shower and everything. So I think because it is in fact on my March TBR, I'm gonna go for another German book, which is Vanitas, Grau wie Asche by Ursula Poznanski. And this is the second book in the Vanitas trilogy. I feel like I wanted to use that for a different video. Did I? Oh, I'm gonna have to look back at what I've already filmed for that, actually. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna start listening to this and then see wherever I stop. Okay, so I just got home and had dinner, and it's now 9 o'clock. And I didn't make it far here. I only made it to chapter 3, page 50, because I didn't make it further than that, honestly. There was no real reason. I needed a little bit of brain power to do something else. And then I got ready and everything and had appointments to go to, and then I had a birthday to go to as well. And I just got, like I said, back home and had dinner. And that means that I haven't finished a singular book. But I need to still finish up some things before I'm leaving tomorrow. And that means that I am going to probably listen to some Kane Brown because I got this vinyl for my birthday. I saw some people today for the first time since my birthday because they couldn't come on my actual birthday. It's funny, my cousin and I, our birthdays are really close together. But anyway, so I got Kane Brown vinyl for my birthday. It's the High Road, and I'm really excited to listen to this on vinyl. Like, I went to his concert when he came to Cologne at last year, I believe it was, yes. And it was so good. I had only listened to a few of his songs, but my sister was a really big fan. And I was like, you know what? We'll be listening to the songs that he's going to be playing for all of the car rides that we're on, etc. And I actually learned most of the songs, which was amazing. And he seems so nice. He seems like such a sweetheart. Obviously, I don't know him. I wish I did. But he seems like such a nice and genuine person. And so I was like, you know what? I want to listen to some more country on vinyl anyway. I might as well see if I can maybe get a Kane Brown vinyl. And I did. And I also got the music from The Hobbit, but this one I want to listen to for, like, I'm saving it for when I am going to have to do a lot of my master's stuff on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so the weekend. And I'm waiting to listen to this until then because it is performed by the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra. So it's all instrumental. And I just think that's going to be so, so nice to listen to while having to concentrate. I'm so excited. I especially, I don't even know. I mean, one of my favorites is going to be I See Fire because I love the song. I love the melody. I'm rambling. My bad. Anyway, I'm going to be listening to some Kane Brown while I'm going to do something. And then the plan for tonight is to actually finish either Oh My Gods, which is probably going to be the case, My Gently Raised Beast, or one of the short stories, novella thingies that I have on my Kindle. Those are the three options. I am honestly going to look at what is going to take me the least amount of time, which probably means that this is out. But I'm also trying to figure out which books I'm going to be taking with me because I won't be getting back home until Thursday night. Late. So I'm definitely taking my Kindle. Definitely taking this, given that I have started it. But apart from that, I do not, in fact, know. So, hello! So it is Friday morning, and I have to admit that I didn't really read the last few days. It's just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. I'm generally so tired. And also, I work the whole day. So it's just like, I ain't getting reading done. I wanted to read in the car, but when I tried, I got really car sick, which hasn't happened for a while. So I was like, I am not touching a book while in the car if I'm like unwell right away. So I am pretty much still at the same point as I was Monday. I did read a little bit in Vanitas, and I did technically start a reread of the first Harry Potter book again because I realized that I need to plot for my fanfiction because it's getting out of hand. And I also realized that I don't remember what happens in which book. Because it's just all one big story for me. And because I've read so much fanfiction over the past year-ish, I don't even know what's canon anymore. So I can technically count that as a read as well. I'm not going to be finishing this in this video because I am like taking notes, and like when I finish a chapter, I might write so that like it doesn't matter. Anyway, I do have quite a few things I need to get done today, which includes my nails. They have been on there for 3 weeks now, and yeah, no, not happening. But because I don't have work today, I do need to work on my master's. So I thought I would actually use what I teach and use like prioritization methods and like how to get things done. It's just fun stuff. But I have a bunch of to-dos, and I quite frankly actually put some of the books on that to-do list for today because I have like I want to try to get Hot for Slayer, Falling, and Spicy Little Curses done today. What is happening with the lighting? Anyway, so I want to get those 3 done today because they're 3 of the like short stories, and Hot for Slayer is by Ali Hazelwood. So I want to get those done quickly. So it's wonderful because I can probably just listen. Oh, I also have the Inheritance games, which I can listen to. Yeah, as you can see, I don't really have a plan for today, but I do kind of have a plan. I do want to start by trying to get one of my like master's to-dos done before doing anything else. Because reading can also be a little bit of a reward. So I'm definitely going to pop an audiobook in while I'm taking off those nails. Don't think I'm gonna redo them today. I might. I don't know yet. We will see. But I'm at a concert tomorrow, and tomorrow is Ostara. So it's like a lot of things coming together. I did not think when I started this video in terms of how much time I actually have. But that's me. I go with the vibes. Yeah, so I am going to update you once I have tried to actually finish some of this to do. Okay, so I just finished Hot for Slayer, Valley Hazelwood, which is the first in the... I forgot which one. This is so good. I'm awake now, so I'm okay with having started the day off like this. Miss Ali Hazelwood, thank you for existing. I don't know why, but like anything I read by her, I love so much. But I am going to start on lunch. It's 10, and cooking does take time, and we generally eat a really early lunch, and I'm getting so hungry. I tend to not really have a breakfast, and I just eat a really early lunch, but it was so good, and I am excited to continue with these. So after lunch, I am going to do my master's work, and I think I'm going to try to just get that whole thing done in like one quick go if I can possibly. And then I have the rest of the day for all of the other like sort of smaller to-dos. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so time is a funny thing, right? So I had planned a sort of order in which to do things. That never ends up working out, but it's okay. So what happened is I have in fact already read Falling by Christina Lauren, which is the second in the... And I once again forgot the series name. I'm going to look this up now because I want to know. It is the Scared Sexy short story collection by Amazon. And so at first when I finished this, I was like, oh, this was cute. And then I just sat with it for like 15-ish minutes, and I was like, that was so unsatisfying. I really enjoyed the idea, but I don't know, even just 10, 20 pages more could have definitely helped. The ending was way too abrupt. It was honestly rude. Like, no. And at first I was like, okay, so 4 stars. And now that I've sat with it, it's like, no, it's actually more like 3 stars. Again, overall, I like the premise. It just like being a short story, it's really difficult to wrap things up in a satisfactory way. However, it also needs to, like, it felt a bit extremely insta-lovey for me. I don't always have a problem with that, not at all. But here it was just, I don't know. So I gave Hot for Say 5 stars because Ali Hazelwood, just for me, has a way with words that I just absolutely love, and I devour all of it. Christina Lauren, I am not a big fan of their writing. I don't know why that is. I don't think I've read a singular thing that I have given like 4 stars or above. And I think it's just their writing is just not for me, which is fine. If it's in a short story collection like this, takes me 30 minutes to read, maybe 40, it's fine. I'll read it, completionist mindset. But I don't think I will ever really go out of my way to read or try a full-length book again. I tried one, pretty sure I DNF'd it. I just couldn't do it. So overall, the premise I really enjoyed. I think that a lot of these could make really, really great actual novels. Like, the only complaint I have about Hot Fuzz Leia is that it wasn't longer. Because, see, that's another thing, like, throughout the writing, we have learned that the two have known each other for a really long time. So it wasn't like, oh, they saw each other and then difficult with, like, this is sort of a soulmate sort of trope, I guess. Hello. So I have read all 6 of the Scared Sexy Amazon short story collection, and that means that I am now 8 books behind schedule, and I thought I would just give a quick overview of what I ended up thinking about them. So the first one was Hot for Sale by Ali Hazelwood. I already said 5 stars, loved it. I really, really love Ali Hazelwood, and there were only a handful of books that were 4 or 4 point something stars. All the others were 5 stars. It's just, I think it's something about her writing. Then the second book was Falling by Christina Lauren, and I'm just not the biggest fan of their writing, and it felt too abrupt of an ending and too insta-lovey for me, so 3 stars. Then I read Spicy Little Curses by J.T. Geisinger, I guess, and I gave that 3.75 stars. It was also really insta-lovey, but I loved the setting of it in New Orleans, and the whole voodoo curse, and everything about it was really, I really enjoyed it. But it was very insta-lovey, so I was like, yeah, that's gonna get a little bit of stars taken off there. It also felt incomplete, so I'm wondering if there might be more out there sooner or later. Then there was Space Vampire by Ruby Dixon, and I gave that 2.75 stars. It was okay, I guess. I'm not the biggest alien romance fan, I am coming to realize, which is fine. I read the first Iceland Barbarian, and I think I gave that like 3 stars or something. And it was okay, but it was not something I would ever decide to pick up again. So this just sort of made that clear to me, that little short story. Then there was Beautiful Nightmare by K.T. Robert, which I gave 3.75 stars, and I really enjoy K.T. Robert books as well. And yeah, it's funny, I'm not a big fan of aliens, but I do not mind demons, angels, stuff like that, you know, in any sort of way that they are portrayed. So yeah, and the last one was My Boyfriend's Oral Monsters by Kimberly Lemming, and only at the end of the book did I realize that that seems to be the same author as That Time I Got Drunk and insert something. And I've been wanting to read that, and so I gave this 2 stars because just what? If you want to read
monster orgy. This is for you. But that whole thing, honestly, I gave it 2 stars because it was just comedy. Otherwise it would have been like 1 star or something. But like, I love the references to Hallmark movies. That was so fun. But honestly, when I come out of a book and I think, what the fuck did I just read? I'm like, maybe not. Like individually, it would have been fine, but like the combination of everything was just peak comedy. So 2 stars, but I do really want to check out some like full-length novels by the author now, because I think it could be so fun. But yeah, that means that I inhaled 6 books today, 6 short stories, which is great given that it's now got me to 8 books behind schedule. I'm still like almost 2,500 pages behind schedule because I'm trying to read 60,000 pages today, and one of the books I did purely audio, so I tracked it as audio.
Good morning. So I thought I'd give a little update because I have been reading and listening to the second Vanitas today in the morning, and I made it to page 101, and I'm going to DNF this. It's one of those books where I'm like, every time I start reading it or I start listening to it, I want it to be over. And that's generally not a good sign, so I decided to look on Goodreads to see what some other people were saying. This is so well rated, and I'm like, huh? Like, I get it. The one really, really good thing about this book would be the writing. The author does an incredible job with her writing. She always has. And I'm just not liking the storyline. I'm not necessarily loving the characters, especially our main character. And just, I read a comment that told me a little bit about what will happen in this book. And I was like, I don't think I want to read that. So I'm DNFing, which means that I can put another DNF sticker onto my little sheet that's counting down my physical TBR. And now I gotta figure out what to rate next. I still haven't read Oh My Gods, and I'm starting to think that I don't want to read it, but I might give it a try now. And then I'm gonna probably start getting ready, need to take a shower and everything, and start thinking of what I'm gonna wear to the concert and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna try Oh My Gods, and then I'm gonna see if I am going to either start Piranesi, I don't know how to pronounce it, or I think, what do I have? The Love Square is a romance, and then Lark and Kasim start a revolution. So those are like 3 really short books that I have on my TBR that I thought I could read in this video. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I am, like I said, I'm so unsure as to what to do. I'm a bit, yeah, this made me a bit sad, honestly, especially after after yesterday, like the 6 short stories being like sometimes just absolutely hilarious. It's kind of sad, but I have gotten another book off my physical TBR, and that's honestly the important part. But this is not going to get me caught up to my reading goal, which is unfortunate. But then again, priorities. Okay, I have no idea what just happened, but first my camera didn't charge, and then it said that there was a problem with my memory card, and now I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to double check, because since putting everything onto my computer, I already filmed like 2-3 more videos, I think? I don't know. I don't know. I hope nothing too bad happened. Anyway, okay, so I wanted to give a quick update because I did in fact read Oh My Gods 2, and I ended up giving that 2.75 stars. It is cute. It is just, I think it's a little too young for me, if that makes sense. Like, they're in high school. It's very much about like, it's very YA and maybe even like middle grade, like just about where that, I don't know how to explain it. It is cute. Not gonna say anything else. It's just like it is very cute. It's just like I don't know. It's just not for me, I think. I'm also really confused because technically the ending would suggest that there is going to be another one. On Goodreads, there's no third volume of it though, so now I'm gonna have to research and see like what's happening because it came out in 2022. And now I don't know if the series is incomplete or what's up with that. But anyway, I finished that. And I have also started The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. And I am 124 pages in, which is, I would say, a quarter to a third through the book. And I am so unsure about this one. The last thing that just happened, just before I stopped reading to go take a shower, I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm unsure about it. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily enjoy this, but I only have like an hour and a half or so left to read in this. So I think I'm just going to finish it, and that way I can be one step closer to being on track with my reading as well as get a book off my physical TBR. So yeah, I don't know. I picked this up extremely randomly. I think at The Works, and I just thought, oh yeah, that sounds kind of interesting. Because, okay, you know what? Let me read you the back of this. So it says she's single, but it can still be complicated. Penny Bridge has always been unlucky in love, but a change in circumstances sees her stepping into a new life in a new town, where the last thing she expects is to meet a remarkable man, followed by another, and then another. And all of them want to date her. Penny has to choose between three, but will any of them be the one? And may I say that we're not in the new town yet. We are just now leaving London. And what's with the guy that she has been dating for the past 3 weeks? Is he just not gonna show up again? Okay, now I'm really confused. This was so bad. I'm so sorry. The only reason I finished it is so I could cross it off and actually have a book done. I was about, like, I want to say 2/3 through the book, and I was so close to DNFing. And then I was like, I have an hour left. I'll just do that last hour. And then I'm done with it. I'm gonna give it like 2 stars. 1.5 stars? None of this was really enjoyable. Yeah, I don't know yet. So wonderful. Yeah, I can't, no. I'll figure out what I rated later, but this was not it, like, at all. I'm gonna see, I might start Lark and Kasim start a revolution. Maybe. I don't quite know yet, but it's by Case and Calendar, and it's the same author as Felix Ever After, which I absolutely loved. So I do kind of have high hopes for this. It has like these sprayed edges, which is really cool. Although I might start Piranesi because I have been wanting to read that for even longer. I don't know yet. It would be cool if I could get both books done, but that's honestly unlikely. I might also take a look at maybe reading a couple more like short stories from Amazon just so I can like be back on track. But I'm figuring that out later. It's 6 now, so I'm gonna actually do my nails now, given that I took them off, but I didn't redo them yet, so gonna go do that, and then honestly we'll see. But this was so bad. Yeah. Okay, so I decided to start Piranesi because why not? Honestly, it's a really short book. I'm already on page 82, which is like a good chunk through the book. I have about an hour, 20 minutes left. Either I'm too stupid to be able to enjoy this, or people are lying to themselves. I don't understand the appeal of this book, like, at all. It is so highly rated, and I'm sitting here like, how often can you describe what a hall looks like? What waves sound like? What birds sound like? What statues look like? I'm gonna read it so I can say that I've read it. And I want to be proven wrong. But I no longer have high hopes for this. Sorry to anyone who loves this book. I don't get it. But it's a book I can finish quickly because it's just another hour and a half. So I just finished Piranesi, and it's just not for me. I'm so sorry. I finished it because I was like, okay, maybe I need to finish it to really be able to appreciate it. Maybe it's just, one of those. I don't think it is. I mean, it probably is. The last sentence does make this book sort of come together for me, and I guess it's gonna make it a 1.5 star instead of a 1 star. I'm really sad that I had two, like, sort of 1 stars back to back. I am also so surprised. I mean, okay, so I have to admit that I went into this expecting a bit more Greek mythology because it is loosely based on, I guess, the Minotaur's labyrinth. And I mean, look at this. I expected it to be more Greek mythology inspired, I guess. There is a different cover to this. I know because I've seen it and I was really confused as to like why that would be the cover. That cover represents this book so much better because it's a It's basically this like marbled hall that is slightly flooded, which makes much more sense given what this book is about. But then again, it ain't a pretty cover. And this probably made a lot more people pick it up, I'm guessing. I mean, it is very highly rated. Actually, let me double check because I want to know how it is rated. I'm gonna go for Goodreads right now because that's the easiest. And we're at almost 500,000 ratings, and it has an average rating of 4.21 stars. Most people give it 5 stars. I think I might just be stupid. So there is one person who for some reason, I see a lot of her reviews under a lot of the books that it's because I'm following. That explains a lot. And she gave it 1 star, which a lot of it is also like why I'm not necessarily enjoying it. And there are quite a few comments under there saying like, yes, I completely agree with you. So we're not the only ones, which makes me feel a lot better. And yeah, it's just, it dragged on. The writing was interesting, sure. But like, I guess I'm not the most, like, I'm not the greatest lover of an, what's it called? Unreliable narrator, that's the word. And I don't think that there would be a narrator more unreliable than this. And it's just, yeah, I also wasn't surprised by, like, the twists. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't really say much about it, to be honest, but it is another book of my TBR that I have read, so progress. We like that. It's the important bit. Actually, let me just, I'm also like, even if I am, no, I'm gonna give it 1.25 stars. So, the same rating as The Love Square. I always feel really bad when I give a book a 1-star review because generally speaking, I don't because I DNF the books before it gets to that. But now, given that I have now read 2 books back to back that just aren't it, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so not necessarily confused, but just unhappy with these books. Like, The Love Square, I anticipated. This, I'm surprised by, but also I'm like, I've been putting this off for so long. And now it makes sense. Whoops. If you've read it, let me know what you thought because I'm just like, maybe I am just not like clever enough to understand this. But even then, even if I did truly understand it, I don't think I would have enjoyed it that much more. Okay, so apparently I'm still 6 books behind. I was 6 books behind before I finish Piranesi. Why? That's just sad. Yeah, so apparently 6 books behind schedule, but I think I'm gonna stop the video here. I am probably going to read a little bit more today, but I think I'm going to start Babel. Oh, actually, no, that's not a good idea. I should read a book that I know I will enjoy. Maybe I'll start listening to the Inheritance games. Not that I'm not going to enjoy Babel. I'm going to decide on Babel. What was I going to say? Not that I'm not going to enjoy Babel, but it is going to just take me a while, and it's also more like thought-provoking, given that this did not do that for me. I just want to take a quick break from that. So I don't know, maybe I can find, like, maybe I'll do this and just have a little bit of fun with it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Hi, so it's editing Kiki here, and let me tell you something. I have been editing this video for the past, I don't know how long actually, but I first panicked because I was like, oh my god, where's the rest of this video? And then I realized that I just hadn't transferred the videos over to my hard drive yet, and I was like, oh wait, that makes sense. Stupid me. But I also realized that I never ended up filming a finishing clip, so I don't have any of the books with me right now, but I thought I would just give a quick little update. So in this video, I read 4 books of my physical TBR, 2 of which I absolutely hated. I have not thought about either of those books since finishing them, and that, I want to say, was almost a month ago, or like actually a month ago. I just realized how bad I've been with keeping up with things. I am so sorry. I'm gonna keep apologizing for that, because I naturally apologize for things all the time, even if they're not my fault. This is my fault though. So anyway, I've been talking so much this video. I had such trouble even just like shortening it down somewhat. I am so sorry for the length of this video. But I was such a babbler. Like, we could have just had like a little live session of me just talking about this, and it would have lasted hours. Anyway, I read 4 books of my physical TBR. I've read 7 online books. 6 of them KU, 1 of them a comic I got on Libby, and then I also DNF'd 1 book. Honestly, should have DNF'd more, but whatever. And I think because I ended up reading The Love Square and Piranesi back to back, and I'm gonna reiterate, I did not enjoy those books, like, at all. I think that sort of made it difficult for me to, like, sit down to read again afterwards, because I was talking about, like, okay, what am I gonna read next? I did listen to the Inheritance games, which I absolutely loved. And then I also listened to Amari and the Metalwork Menace, which is the next book in the Amari, like, Supernatural Investigations series, and it came out not too long ago. Well, now it's like a month or so that it's been out, maybe 2, and now we need to wait for book 4, but I love the Amari series. It is so cute, and like it gives me similar vibes to like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, like just like what I think these books could be for this generation, if that makes sense. So I just like, honestly, I can always recommend those. I did in fact read Babel. It did take me quite a while to read though, but I did enjoy it more than I thought I would, especially after Piranesi being such a dumpster fire, honestly. And I read another book, a German one that I was also very close to DNFing. And then for some reason, I have like a million different books on my currently reading list. But I thought the most important thing to finish this video with would be to let you know where I'm currently at with my reading goal. Mind you, I started this with being, what, 14, 15-ish books behind schedule? Yeah, I've read 34. Where is it? 34 of 200 books, which means that I am now 21 books behind schedule. I'm also way behind on my pages goal. And I'm like 32 and a half hours ahead of schedule for my listening goals, which is not surprising. Because I have had a couple of audiobooks that I just listened to. I really should have set it to 200 hours and maybe reduced the pages a little bit, but I based it on what I read last year and then increased the number a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. So I am 21 books behind schedule. I have also not read my April TBR, and we are 3 days from May. 3 days? 4? January, February, March, April. 3 days. Come back to watch me finish or try to finish my April TBR in 2 days then, apparently, because that's what I'm gonna try to do today, tomorrow, well, tonight, tomorrow, and the day after. While also having so much else to do. I have a week off work this week, which means that my schedule is packed with everything else that I need to do. And reading is now one of those things. Okay, anyway. I am honestly embarrassed by these statistics. I have to admit, it's bad. But I have so many interests now. It's like, it's really funny because for a couple of years there, reading was sort of my only hobby and the only thing I really liked to do, except for like scroll through TikTok and Instagram for hours on end, which was not healthy. But now I'm like finding other things that bring me joy, so I'm also like, I'm doing whatever brings me joy in the moment. Which means that this is unfortunately a little behind schedule, as so is my reading. But it's gonna be okay, because I am thinking of, in the summer, going to visit a friend of mine, and I can already see that we're just gonna sit down a couple of days and just chill and read, and then like for half the day, and then do something else for the second half of the day, and just, it's gonna be amazing. Have I talked to her about this yet? No. If you see this, I will text you when I remember to do so. Anyway. She also still has some of my books at her place, so I really do need to go. But I'm going to finish this video now. Again, so sorry. But thank you for watching. Especially if you made it to the end. This is over now long. I'm so sorry. I will see you in the next one. Bye.